welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Evalyn, and today I'm recommending 5 of my favorite middle grade novels about different magical creatures, starting with the book that inspired this video, Majestica by Tolcser. The Hotel Majestica is a resort and sort of theme park that is home to magical creatures, and it's run by the Hotel Majestica is a resort and sort of wildlife reserve slash theme park that is run by a magical machine invented by the hotel's owner, Mr. Ridgewell. Hattie, one of our 2 main characters, has lived at the hotel her entire life. Her parents worked there, and after her father's untimely death, she was taken in and sort of raised by the hotel staff. She loves everything about Majestica, especially the animals. Evalyn Ridgewell, the niece of the famous inventor, is the daughter of a world-famous explorer, but she's never been on an exploration herself, so she is very excited to be going on the train trip through her uncle's park for her birthday. And Hattie gets roped into coming along as her maid. These 2 girls do not get along at all, but when Evalyn overhears a plot to harm some of the magical creatures and then something goes wrong with the train and they end up stranded in the middle of the park, they'll have to work together to make it back to the hotel and save the guests. So there's 2 things you need to know about me. 1, I was a kid who loved a magical creature book, and 2, I really love theme parks. So the idea of a book set at a magical theme park slash resort was way too good to pass up, and I was not at all disappointed with this one. So this book has so many different fun magical creatures, from dragons to unicorns to some that are completely unique to the book, like Hattie's pet leaping lemur. And this super interesting magical setting is paired with a intriguing magical mystery that readers will not want to put down. Alright, next we have Nick Blake and the Remarkables, Book 1, The Manifestor Prophecy by Angie Thomas. Her whole life, Nick has dreamed of becoming a powerful manifestor, just like her father. And he's finally promised that on her 12th birthday, he will start teaching her how to use her powers. But when her birthday rolls around, not only does he go back on his word, he also forbids her from going to a signing by her favorite author. When Nick sneaks out to go to the event anyway, it triggers a series of revelations, including the fact that her father kidnapped her 10 years ago and has been blamed for stealing a powerfully dangerous magical artifact. Now it's up to Nick to work together with her unremarkable best friend and her long-lost twin brother in order to clear his name. This was Angie Thomas's middle grade debut and her fantasy debut, and it is such an interesting start to what is, I believe, a planned trilogy of books. It's set in a world where Remarkables are magic users who have their own sort of secret society that's set apart from the unremarkable world, and Nick and her father are at the sort of edges of both. So all of the world building is inspired by both African and African American folklore and mythology, as well as the history of African Americans in the United States. So a lot of the creatures and characters that Nick meets on her journey are pulled from African American stories. And then I also really love that this journey takes place in the American South, which I think is a pretty untapped setting for especially urban fantasy like this one. There are lots of magical creatures and magic users that pop up throughout the story, but one of my favorites is Nick's hellhound puppy Coco, who is just a baby and still coming into her full monstrous glory, and she's so adorable and I love her very much. Next we have Saving Chupie by Amparo Ortiz and Ronnie Garcia. After Hurricane Maria destroys her abuelita's beloved restaurant, Violeta's family travels to Puerto Rico to help with the recovery. She wants nothing more than to help bring the restaurant back to life, but her family thinks the best way she can do that is by staying out of their way and out of trouble. Now, rumors are swirling across the island about the legendary and monstrous Chupacabra, and in order to befriend two local kids, Violeta agrees to join them in their hunt for the beast. But when she accidentally stumbles upon the creature, she discovers he's not the monster everyone has made him out to be. He's actually super sweet and just a baby in need of protecting. This is a beautifully told and illustrated graphic novel about community and what we owe to the people that we share space with. And it also has just the cutest little chupacabra in the world. I love reading fantasy graphic novels because you get to see all the cute illustrations of the cutest little magical creatures, and this one is no exception. Next we have Cece, Rios and the Desert of Souls by Kaela, Rivera. Cece and her family live at the edge of a dangerous desert where powerful magical creatura roam the night. When her older sister is kidnapped by the powerful dark creatura El Sombrerón, Cece must brave the desert and become a bruja in order to save her. So the world of this book is inspired by stories from across different Latin American cultures. El Sombrerón is from Guatemala. There are also folk stories from Mexico and other Latin American countries included into the building of the world and the different criaturas that Cece encounters. In this world, a bruja is someone who captures and controls a criatura, and they're looked down upon because criaturas are dangerous magical creatures, but Cece has always thought there might be more to them than that. And she allies herself with Coyote, who's a trickster figure across cultures, and they sort of start to reimagine what it might mean to be a bruja together. This is the first book in, I believe, another trilogy. I haven't gotten to the other two yet, but they are on my TBR because I love this one a lot. Last but certainly not least, we have Dragon's Egg by Sarah L. Thompson. Mela is a dragon keeper. She has a special connection to her family's herd. She takes care of them, she feeds them, she collects their eggs to be served at their inn every morning. Everyone knows that if true huge, great, fire-breathing dragons ever existed, they are long gone, no matter what the knight who's currently staying at their inn has to say about it. But when Melita stumbles upon a mysterious egg in the forest, she discovers that couldn't be further from the truth. The dragon who was tasked to care for the egg has been mortally wounded, and he makes Mela promise to finish his quest to take it to the hatching grounds. So this is actually the oldest book on the list. It's one that I read when I was a kid and was obsessed with magical creatures of any kind, but especially dragons. I reread it recently and it really, really holds up, I think. It has one of the most interesting takes on the relationship between humans and dragons I've read in any dragon book. So if you have a kid or you are a kid who is dragon obsessed and you are running out of books to read, maybe pick this one up and add it to your hoard. All right, there you have it. Those are 5 of my favorite middle grade books featuring some of my favorite magical creatures. If you have a favorite magical creature book you think I should check out, leave a comment down below and I'll add it to my TBR. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, remember to click that subscribe button. With that being said, my name is Evalyn. I've had so much fun being your almost librarian today, and I'll see you real soon. Goodbye.